Hey, and welcome to my channel. My name's Nick, and I teach data science and Python tutorials on this channel and over on my website at datag.io. Thanks for joining me today as we cover off one of my favorite Python topics, the amazing list comprehension. Let's get started. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button to be notified as I release new videos just like this one. Before we dive into list comprehensions, let's cover off our basic understanding of what lists are in Python. Lists are one of the main compound data types available within Python, meaning that they can hold more than one piece of data. They are also heterogeneous, meaning that they can hold more than one type of data. They're mutable, meaning that they can be changed, such as being added to or removed or having their items altered. And finally, they're ordered, meaning that the order of the items within the list matters. Now that we have that covered off, let's start talking about list comprehensions. In short, list comprehensions provide easy, concise ways of doing a couple of different things, including manipulating list items, such as squaring each value within a list, filtering lists based on different conditions, as well as modifying list items. Now that we have that covered off, let's start talking about how you would even write a list comprehension.
We'll begin by initializing a new object, which here we'll call sample, followed by an equal sign and a set of square brackets. Within that, we'll write an expression, which can be any expression which is evaluated once for each item. We'll follow this by the word for item, which includes any items from the iterable, in an iterable, which is an iterable object such as a list, a tuple, or anything else like that. Now let's take a look at an example. We have a list called numbers, which includes the numbers 1 through 5. We want to create a list called squares, which includes all the values from the list numbers, but squared. For our list comprehension, we start off by creating a new list called squares, followed by the equal sign. We'll write x to the power of 2 for x and numbers. Now let's break this down. X to the power of 2 is an expression, x is an item, and numbers is an iterable object.
Now that you have a good understanding of what list comprehensions are and when you would use them, let's look at some more complicated examples.
Okay, so you've learned how to write a simple list comprehension. Now let's cover off some more complicated examples. We'll begin by adding a condition to our list comprehension. Cover off all of these examples first with a for loop and then demonstrate how to do this with a list comprehension. So let's get started. For the first example, we have a list called numbers, which contains the numbers from 1 through 10. What we want to do is create a list called even, which only contains the even numbers from the list numbers. Let's start off by doing this with a for loop. We'll write for number and numbers. If number modulus 2 is equal to 0, append that number to the list even. Let's see what this list even contains. It only contains the values 2, 4, 6, and 8, as expected. Now let's see how to write this as a list comprehension. We'll start off with our same list called numbers, which contains the numbers from 1 through 10. We'll start a new list comprehension assigned to the object even, and we'll write number for number and numbers if number modulus 2 is equal to 0. Let's see if this returns the same values as before. And it does. If we wanted to add a second condition, we could just follow it by writing the second if statement following this. So for example, if we wanted to also check if numbers were divisible by 4, we could write if number modulus 4 is equal to 0. This would then only return the values 4 and 8. Okay, now let's take a look at another example where the expression is evaluated conditionally. We'll start off with a list called numbers again, which contains the numbers 1 through 5, and an empty list called labels. What we want to do is if the value in the list numbers is even, append the string even to the list labels, otherwise append odd. So for a for loop, we'll write for number and numbers. If number modulus 2 is equal to 0, append the string even to labels, otherwise append the string odd. Let's see what's returned. We can see that it prints out odd, even, odd as expected. Now with a list comprehension, the expression is modified a little bit this time as it includes the if statement directly. We'll write labels equals, and then in double square brackets, we'll write even if number modulus 2 is equal to 0, else odd for number and numbers. We can see that the expression here is quite a bit longer than what we've seen before. Let's see if this returns the exact same result. And it does. For our final example, which is a bit more of a creative use of list comprehensions, we'll check for common items between two lists. Here we have two lists. List 1 contains apple, orange, banana, and grape. List 2 contains grapefruit, apple, grape, and pear. We also have an empty list called common items. We want to populate common items with the common items between list 1 and list 2. Let's see how to do this with a for loop. We'll write for item in list 1, if item in list 2, append item to common items. Let's see what this returns. This shows us that only apple and grape are common between list 1 and list 2. Now let's see how to do this with a list comprehension. Again, we'll have our same two starting lists and we'll write common items equals, opening square bracket, item for item in list 1 if item in list 2. Again, here we have our if statement at the end of the list comprehension as we're not directly modifying the item. Let's see if this returns the same result as the for loop. And it does.
Okay, so we've covered off some more advanced examples of list comprehensions and how to use them. Now, let's take a look at when you shouldn't use a list comprehension. Earlier in this video, I mentioned that list comprehensions are an easy, concise way of interacting with lists. That is, until they're not. Sometimes list comprehensions can become too cumbersome to write and to understand, and some of the for loop replacements you're trying to do can't even be done with a list comprehension. Keep in mind that Python strives for readability, both for you as a writer, but also for your future readers, which may include yourself down the road. You don't want anyone scratching their head about what your code is actually trying to accomplish. Thanks so much for watching this video. I really hope that you learned something. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like this video and subscribe to be notified of when I release new videos just like this one. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them in the comments down below and I'll be happy to answer any of them. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.